Hi guys, how we doing? Uh, oh yeah, I'm taking my friend Arsenal's advice here, and I got my cell phone here in case anybody writes anything. Then I'll be aware what's going on. So I hope this works.
Hi
Oh,
guys.
there's a
How we
5 second
doing?
delay. Gotta turn the volume down. Okay. Anyway, for some reason I've been summoned to a federal grand jury. Uh, for the end of August, early part of September. So I guess what this means is I have to be on call for 3 weeks. I have to call in every Friday to find out whether I'm going to be serving on a jury that week. And this will all be at the Moakley Courthouse in Boston. Uh, I have to say that it's the federal government that runs the risk, not me. One time when I was on a jury, I actually caused a mistrial. And here's what happened. I was picked for a jury in Dedham, and was seated, and the lawyers get out there and they make their opening statements, and I'm sitting in this like packed courthouse on the jury with no air conditioning, and I'm sitting there sweating, and the lawyer starts talking. He says, this is a medical case. This is about a client who felt the most excruciating pain of his life. He's just doubled over in pain, and he couldn't control himself, and he's looking out for attention, and nobody would help him, right? And I don't know if for some reason that just hit me in like the worst way, and I was just totally sympathizing with the poor person who went through all this, and so I started to feel worse and worse, and uh, anyway, at some point he really starts getting into the gory details, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I stand up and I say, "Excuse me," and I say, "Be quiet, sit down." And I actually fainted like right on the spot. Okay. Now the defendant was a medical doctor, and he jumps up, he comes running over, and he feels my pulse, and he starts giving me medical attention. And the other lawyer is saying, "You can't do that! You can't do that! That's not fair!" Right? And so next thing I know, I wake in the jury room, and the judge comes in and sees if I'm all right, and he says, "Well, at least this happened quick. We're going to declare this a mistrial, so all you folks are excused from jury duty, and you can all go home now." And so I guess the other people on the jury were appreciative of my efforts, and it was unintentional on my part. But anyway, this is the risk that the federal government is running if they pick me for a jury, for this federal jury that I may have to go to next month there. Well, today's going to be a short stream, so I figured I'd get right into it and play a game, and we'll see if I can do my best. Um, all right, so thank you all for tuning in. Hope you're doing well today. I don't know. I did some yard work today on the spirit of how to eat an elephant. The yard is a jungle all by itself for me, and so do a half an hour's work each day, and hopefully I can tame this jungle that I have out there and bring it into submission there. Uh, I was trying to play my Verisov here, but my opponent won't let me, so I guess I'll just have to make a big center here. Um, um, okay. This kind of reminds me of some Fischer-Benko game, where Benko played his early bishop g4, and Fischer followed up h3, and he got the two bishops, and he won in glorious style. What I find remarkable about that game is the way that Fischer made some quiet moves with the queen to bring it to h5. Not so much the final combination with rook f6, but the quiet moves, the queen g3, queen h4, queen h5 in that game. That was, to me, the most amazing part of that. I castled queenside here, so we're not going to get a Fischer-Benko here. They always seem to do this. I guess I'll stop that pawn from further advancing. Now he does have a rook here, which has some lateral influence over the center. So, see how that goes. It's a beautiful day here today. It's like 80 degrees. We'd had some hot weather, and I was so glad to get a nice day there to do the yard work with. Uh, okay, I guess the bishop can hang out there. All right. It's funny. Neither my opponent nor I have actually thought about these moves. Um, let's see. If I go knight b1, he has rook b8, and I'm somewhat. If I go bishop d2, he has a3, maybe. Somebody declare a mistrial for this game. I don't know what to do. Well, that queen is strongly placed. I think that desperate times call for desperate measures here. We're going to get out of dodge here. I don't suppose he'll walk into. Well, he could take the pawn because he does have queen a3 as an exit strategy. I was afraid I was getting plowed over there. Okay, let's defend our pawn. I think he probably should have taken it. Queen takes b2, I think. And he has queen a3 if he needs to. I kind of want to play f5 and f takes g6 and then have some pressure on f7. That's aspirational. It's possible that my opponent will do something like... Well, actually, maybe my opponent will set himself on fire. I don't know. Is he unaware that f7 is under attack? I don't know. There seems to be a bishop here and a queen here attacking f7. That could be interesting. Maybe he's realizing it now. Yeah, I think he is. Oh, this pawn could be like a bone in his throat, I think. I don't like it when bones are in my throat. I don't know about you. Number one priority is king's safety, I think. Let's continue to get the king out of dodge here. I would imagine just knight e7 blockading the pawn, and then maybe castle. Yeah, sure. All right, let's get the king into relative safety here. It's funny, Fischer castled kingside in Fischer Benko, and here I am. I castle queenside, and I'm running as fast as I can over the king side with my king now. There's a reason why Fischer was a better player than me. Many reasons, actually. Okay. I'll offer the guy a draw. When in doubt, offer a draw. I'm peaceable minded. We'll see if he takes it. Bishop C1, huh? All right. Let's see if we can capture the pawn now. The queen largely guards the knight. All right. I'll be out in a couple minutes, Sarah. Go ahead. I'm informed that we're ready to eat. I wish I could offer him another draw. He'd probably take it. All right. I want to keep the F file closed. Well, do I? What if I take and play G4, and then play Queen F7? Huh? Can I play Queen F7 and ruin his day? Queen to F7. Will that work for me? Okay, I don't know. Take. I know he's going to take on C3. Which way is he going to take on C3? It's an interesting question. Alright, let me capture this guy. Maybe he'll trade queens. He does. What about this cowboy here? Can I take him? Some of you ought to declare a mistrial for this game. Is he going to drag this out? Like, he's down a full piece here. I can play Rook B4 now, and I don't see that... okay. Alright, I'll just take a second and defend my pawn. I'll take a second to attack his knight. Yeah, Fisher's 60 memorable games, he says you got to really bear down when you have the advantage. Like, you can't give the opponent a break, you know. Let's see, now I can give him a little check, I think. I can also drive the rook away and then take his knight. I like that idea. If he can't play rook, say, take c2 and then capture one of my bishops, I'm just going to win the knight here for free. And if he goes rook c5, then bishop e3, and then I take on bishop takes b6, and that ought to finish him. Yeah, so what if I go here now? When you have the advantage, I guess you got to really bear down and make those... You can't give the enemy a break, you know? I think we got him now. All right. Capture you. Take you. Swap, swap, fizz, fizz. And push, and hopefully he resigns now. There we go. Well, there you have it. That's a short stream for today. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. And don't cause any mistrials, okay?